right, here we go. All right, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. And we got a surprise guest, Teresa. Y'all remember Teresa?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Hi. And we've got a great show planned for you. Um, so let's just get started here. We'll get right into it. Make sure that
Sandy said you're going to do my folders first. Is that true?
yes, we're gonna do
Oh.
that. Now you gotta tell me, Teresa, can you see everything?
Yeah, let me turn my phone this way. It's
Can you see
oh
the?
yeah, my fakekins. I can't see them right. Fake.
Can yeah, you can see
There you
that
go.
pretty good.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
can see
good.
it. That's perfect right there. You
Okay,
want me to
can
read it?
you can read it? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, read.
I haven't even posted this yet, so this is even better.
Great, wonderful. Looks good.
um, Credit Teresa Lynch, aka me.
Yes.
In 2020, a pandemic made many governments, including the USA, mandate or cover our faces to stop the spread, following the lead of China, which used masks for pathogen many times over the past century.
Okay, yeah, they're known for that.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So it doesn't surprise me that the Chinese would want. I am about to show you, but before I do, I have a question to ask you. True or false? Is it possible with enough exposure to the sun to get a sunburn through clothing? Through clothing.
All right,
What do you think, Curious, sir?
I'm
What do
gonna
you
go
think?
with true.
True?
I'm not sure. I'm just guessing, really.
Okay.
Because I know they wear extra clothes when it's extra hot in
Yes.
places, so
I've
they
noticed
do
that,
not
like
get
people,
sunburned.
yeah,
So
like
I
people
don't
who mow
know.
the, like
Yeah, desert.
landscapers. If you
Yeah,
notice, a lot of landscapers. I'm always asking my friend, my boss, I'm like, why are landscapers wearing on long sleeves and it's like over 100 degrees outside? And he says, oh, to protect them. And I'm like,
yeah.
okay, I've noticed that.
But you would think, depending on the clothing, you would think the
Lightweight.
sun maybe can, go through. I don't know. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, I don't think there's many people in the chat right now. We're just gonna go on
No.
to the next to the next one.
Okay. Sometime in the late 1990s, I began hearing that you can burn through your clothes. It is true, you can, but clothing does provide some protection similar to sunscreen, depending on the color, weight, and material.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I asked this question because Teresa, myself, asked, have you ever heard of the face Kenny?
No.
Wait till you see this. You're going to laugh and be shocked.
Oh, okay.
The face Kenny is a mask of bathing suit material, which is designed to protect your face from damaging UV rays. And when wet, keeps you cool. Has anyone ever seen these before? Look at her face.
No, I've never heard of that ever. No.
It
That
gets
is
crazier.
oh,
It gets crazier. Wait till you see this.
oh my
It's not just the face, Kenny, though. While researching this, it's just a common it's just as common for the Chinese to buy matching bodysuits that look like bikinis, anime characters, or animals like a tiger to pair with their face, Kenny.
oh my god.
Look.
See, oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Yep. Yep.
No.
Look at matching
No,
outfits to go
never
with their
heard of it.
face painting. Mm-hmm.
How funny.
Have you ever seen anything like this? And what's with the children's floaties on all these adults' arms? LOL.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Look at these kids and the
Yeah.
parents wearing these face kennies.
God.
I have never seen these
That was,
before.
I guess, so they don't drown. I don't know.
The parents or the kids?
All of them, yeah.
Tell me that's crazy. Face kennies have been featured on many news outlets, TV programs, and even YouTube channels like Good Mythical Morning, yet we have never seen or heard of them before.
Yeah. No, I haven't. I haven't.
I saw this, and when I saw these, I was like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
Sandy,
It
I got
is
to show
funny.
you this." And she cracked up.
Yeah.
Look at,
Yeah, I think she showed me this, but a little bit.
isn't
Not,
this
I can't.
crazy?
Yeah. Oh my
Even
God.
stranger, they were invented. Get this now. Even though these were invented and first sold nearly 20 years ago in 2004, we should
Mm-hmm.
have at least seen
Yeah.
them somewhere. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
almost 20 years, right? 20,
Yeah.
yeah, almost 20 years next year. Look at these.
Yeah.
It's basically, it's like wearing a mask, a full face mask made out of like that bathing suit material. I
Yeah.
don't know.
A cooling material, I imagine. Yeah.
Am I the only one struck by the irony that China went from mask covering their mouths and nose to mask covering everything but the eyes, mouth, and nose? It's almost as if they are afraid to show their faces after years of having them covered.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, the sun is actually really good for you. It's kind of a shame that you want to hide. You probably should get some sun. Maybe it's so white.
Oh my God, this is crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We have a few people in the chat. Do you want me to do a shout out or
Okay,
wait?
good. Yeah, just
Huh?
why don't you finish this up? Just one more, and then you do shout out after
Okay.
this one more.
Regardless, it's been 2 decades, and this is the first we are seeing or hearing of this monstrosity. We believe this could be evidence of an altered timeline. What do you
Yeah,
think?
you're right.
Oh my God, I was like Sandy, Sandy, Sandy.
Yeah.
Isn't
Oh
that
my
crazy?
God.
Look at that. And they're proud
Yeah.
to wear them.
Yeah. They. I don't know. I wouldn't want to wear one.
All right, let's see who's in the chat. Let's go to the chat. We have, I'm going to do a shout out here. Noise Guru, welcome. Mandanimal, welcome. Boris B, welcome. And Digital Man, welcome. I think that's it for right now. Hopefully more people join. We got a few people.
Let's get some.
What else would you like me to do?
We
And
can stick
Sandy
around for a
will
little
be
bit.
joining us soon.
Yeah, Sandy's gonna be joining, guys. Yes, she will.
Yeah.
We're gonna find some interesting stuff here. Just bear with me a little bit.
Okay.
But hey, Teresa, you got any stories to tell?
My fish had babies again.
Oh my God. Oh my
You
God.
remember? You remember I told
Oh,
you that my
yeah.
cichlids had
You weren't
40 to 50
sure.
babies? Well, I ended up selling them all, and I only kept like 2 of them in a separate tank. Well, about a week or 2 ago, they had babies again. So
Oh
now
my
I
God.
got like 40 to 50 babies again. I'm like, oh, come on,
Well, you
guys.
better give them away or sell them because I
Well,
don't
right
think your
now they're
tank
too
is
tiny.
going.
Well, right now they're too
No, they're
tiny
too tiny.
to give away or
Okay,
sell
they
them.
need to be be with their mother. Take good care of them.
No, and father. No, there's the parent. That's the only thing in the
Yeah.
tank right now are the parents, and they're watching
Okay.
them carefully. They're good parents. They're very good
Good.
parents. They
Good.
watch them,
Good.
and they don't eat them. A lot of people think that cichlids eat their babies. Not all
Yeah.
varieties of cichlids eat. These are what they call blue parrot cichlids, convict cichlids. But no, they're watching. They're watching over them. They're really adorable. They're like really
That's
tiny.
sweet.
They're like about as big as an ant, maybe a little bit bigger.
Well, I have a
Just
kitten. My kitten's now 4 months old, but she's
aw,
so playful. It's funny. Oh yeah, she's got a
aw,
ton of toys, so she won't play with the cords and running
aw.
around. So she's got all her toys.
You got the
I
cat,
know.
and I got the fish.
Oh yeah, she's quite a bundle. Oh my god,
Aw.
just
Oh yeah,
adorable.
this one. I forgot about this
Uh,
one. Credit
okay.
Teresa Lynch. The name of a well-known Russian actor has changed for us from our memory. Please spell the actor's full name the way you remember it spelled. Should I say the name? Yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yul Brynner. How do you remember his first and his last name spelled?
All right, you're gonna have to check with the chat because I can't see it.
Let me go look. Hold on. How do you spell Yul Brynner? Noise Groovy says raising fish can be fattening. No, I'm not eating these fish. These are cichlids. I don't eat these. No, these are babies. No,
Well,
no,
you
no,
get
no,
really
no.
hungry there.
Well, no, I give them food to the parents like pellets, and what it
Yeah.
does is the parents, what they do is they crush the pellets in their mouth, and then they spit it out because it comes out like fine, and then the babies are eating the smaller pieces
Oh
that
my
they crushed.
goodness,
Oh yeah, they're very
that's
smart.
sweet.
Yeah.
Like little
So
kids.
let's get back to the Mandela Effect. Oh, hi, Preliminal. He just popped in, and Insane Irby popped in. We have Preliminal says YULBRYNNER. Mandanable says YULBRYNER. Insane Irby says YULBRENNER. And Mandanable says YULL. Okay.
All right, I'll say what I think. I remember YULEBRENNER. I think that's what I remember.
Okay. I can't remember what I
All right, let's
remember now.
continue.
Can't remember now
Uh,
what I remember.
oh wow, see, I don't remember it like that at all. No,
Yes.
no,
Yeah, it's
no. Look at this guy. No.
look,
All
look at
right.
that's the way it's spelled now, I think. Yeah, I don't remember the
Mm,
Y. We are having a duel on his first name, but we are sure his last name was definitely different in our past. We remember YUL/YULBRENNER, but his name has always been
oh no.
YULBRYNNER. Is this what you remember?
No.
I don't remember his last name spelled like that. No, I'm a
I,
duel
I
on
I
his first
definitely
name.
remember his first name with an E.
Yeah,
YULE.
yeah,
All
I'm
right.
more leaning towards the E.
But yeah,
Yulberbrunner.
no, no. I remember an E instead of a Y for Brenner.
It's
All
so
right.
wrong.
Yeah.
3 versions in a reply thread. Look at this, 3 different
This is
versions, 3
exactly
realities.
what I remember right here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that looks right. That looks right. But 3 different people remember it 3 different ways. Check it out. Look at the second one.
Yeah, that is. Oh, and all on the same page, right?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this name tripped me up. I didn't he pass away? I think he did, didn't he? Yeah. Gilbrenner.
hmm
While back.
Yeah.
The old Brenner.
Wow.
The
That
look
looks
how it's
so
spelled.
weird.
The first name is
So nothing
correct.
is spelled like that. Man, it's just so weird.
It looks normal though, the YULE. But the Brenner, nah, I don't agree with that
Yeah,
Y.
that's what I mean. No, that looks so weird.
No, no.
Okay, yeah. normal, but Brett, R-E-N-N-E.
Yeah. And here's some residue. Sandy always does residue in green, I believe. Yeah, she does
Yeah,
residue in green.
and red is how it is now.
The current timeline. Crazy, huh? Look at that. They got the first name right, but the last name wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, right there. That looks right.
Yep, that is what I remember. I thought this was a good find. I wasn't sure if anybody found this one before. So if they did, I apologize. We'll just call it a rewind.
Yeah.
But look at this one, Yul Brynner. I'm curious to see how he signed his name. Brynner. So isn't that crazy? They got the last name right everywhere.
Never both of them right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right.
Yep. Do we have any? Let's go see if we have any more new people. Let me see here. Same people. I've just seen if anybody new joined us. I think I said hi to Preliminal. Okay. Nobody knew. The last person was Preliminal.
Didn't you see something in the sky, Teresa? What was that? The cloud.
What kind of?
Huh? Didn't you see something in the sky not too long ago?
What are you referring to? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you had seen. There was a picture of some strange clouds or something.
I might have posted in my group.
No,
maybe.
That was in the show. Yeah, I think you had it in the show. You had some sky stuff happening.
Well, I can tell you one thing, that huge storm that blew through here, we hardly, my side of town, we hardly got any. We were very lucky. The people who got it the worst, I think, was California. They got it really bad.
Yeah.
Up in Mount Charleston, they had flooding up there, which is a higher, Mount Charleston. They're a higher elevation. They got hit. There was some flooding in the desert, like Death Valley. They got a lot of flooding. So a lot of the deserts got the flooding, but where I'm at, we hardly got any rain. Nothing to be scared about.
Okay.
Yeah, we got lucky. I was scared.
Here's another one of yours, Teresa. So.
Okay, but yeah, we lucked out.
Yeah,
we
good.
did. Not California though. Oh my God.
I know.
A lot of flooding. Credit goes to Teresa Lynch. We are back to the birds today as they continue exhibiting strange behaviors. Have you ever heard of birds anting themselves, or the terms active anting and passive anting? Oh, wait till you see this one. Anting. Have you ever heard of that, Curiouser?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Michael Fontaine. We got a new one here. What's up?
Yes, welcome.
Yeah, Michael Fontaine. This is a completely new behavior in our reality. Birds will scoop up bugs, usually ants, hence the name, and rub the ants all over their body and into their feathers. That's what they call anting. Have you ever heard of this before?
No.
Or they will find a bunch of bugs or ants in one place and lie in the middle of them, sweeping them onto their feathers. And a dust bathing motion, passive antings. Have you ever in life ever heard or seen a bird doing this?
No. Oh my
This
God.
reality
Look at
is
him looking
so,
down. Oh
this
my
reality is
God. Yeah,
getting
it is.
weirder and weirder.
Oh yeah. It's so, I mean, it's obvious. There's
Look at
a lot
this.
of weirdness going on.
It's getting
Yeah.
stranger and stranger. Look at them. See what they're doing?
Yeah, little ants crawling on. That doesn't seem comfortable.
No, but they're putting
I
them on
guess.
them on purpose.
I know. I know.
Here,
Of
I
course,
just
they're
think I'll just
feathers.
put a
Maybe
bunch
they
of
don't.
bugs all over me, you know?
No, it doesn't seem like something you'd want to do.
See, that's what they
They have
want to
little
do.
feathers, but okay.
Insane Irby says, what? Anting? No way. They
Mm,
did do dust, bats, water, bats, but not ants.
oh my God.
That'd be like you, Curious, or picking up a whole bunch of ants and just rubbing it all over.
No, thank you. I
Look
don't
at
even
this.
like them on my feet.
Sandy got some good pictures there. Thank you. Just like sunbathing from last week, it's a method birds use to clean their feathers and rid themselves of unwanted parasites.
Mhm.
Is this new behavior for you
Very
too?
new. Teresa, when I lived in Florida, and I know
Uh huh.
you lived in Florida,
Orlando. Yep.
I was just a little girl. I was just like 3 years old, and me and my friend were up and down the sidewalk with our baby dolls at the carriage, and
Mm-hmm.
we were just playing, and I
Mm-hmm.
stepped in a fire ant hill, and boy, did that hurt like hell.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
God, those hurt like crazy.
Yeah,
I
they
was
have a lot of
screaming, and they had to hose them off, the parents, and you know what? I still have scars from that. That's how bad they are.
fire. The ants in Florida, the fire
Yeah,
ants are very
they,
dangerous. You got to be
yeah.
careful, and some of
Oh
them get
yeah,
really big. These are some big.
they were
I
vicious.
saw one time that looked like it had jaws on its mouth.
Uh huh. Exactly.
Yeah, they're
Very.
dangerous ants in Florida. Where I'm
Hmm.
at now, I don't hardly see
You don't
any
have
ants.
bugs where you are.
Well, no, we're known for spiders and
Okay,
scorpions, but
scorpion. Okay.
yeah, we do get roaches here, but we get a lot of crickets going on. Some weird crickets. You're gonna have to Google
Uh
them.
huh.
Mormon crickets. We've been getting
Uh huh.
those lately, and they
Uh
eat their
huh.
own dead. Like if they see a dead cricket
All right.
of their
Well,
own.
we have crickets here too. They make a lot of noise. I know. Yeah.
No, 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 no. These crickets actually
Oh.
eat their own kind.
Uh huh. I don't
They're
know, but
cannibals.
I love the sound of the crickets here. It's just
I don't like the noise of them.
oh, I
It-
love it. Yeah.
They drive me crazy.
Okay.
Oh, here you go. Here's another one I found. Credit Teresa Lynch. We are talking about Back to the Future 2 today. Teresa, I have a question about Biff's son, Griff. Remember him, the guy on the right? Girlfriend,
Mhm.
the girlfriend.
Okay.
So here we go. Wait till you see this one.
Uh,
All right. This is Griff's girlfriend, Leslie Spike O'Malley. She has a spike painted over her eye, the one that's blocked out. What colors do you remember the spike being? What do you remember? What color
honestly,
was that spike? What color was that spike?
I don't know this one. Sorry.
You don't
All
remember?
right. No, I really don't.
Any Back to the Future fans out there that seen Back to the Future 2? Yes, yes. Griff is the grandson of Biff. What color do you remember that girl's spike being on her eye? Purple? Michael Fontaine says purple. Anybody else? Think about the movie and the girl that was skateboarding around with them. And St. Irby says, I don't know. Yep. Anybody else? Trying to get some more answers here, Curiouser.
No.
Not getting no answers. Hello. Wait another minute. Okay, well, Let's move on. I
All right.
remember the spike on her face being only black, but now it's black and red. What's even more weirder is her eye. Her eye was normal, but now the same eye with the paint has a red iris and pupil. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Her eye was not red like that,
No.
and the
Yeah.
spike was not red and black. It was just her eye was just another the same color as her other eye to match, and she had a black spike through it. Not this. It just looks so wrong. The white of the eyes is pink. She looks just like the Terminator now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what anybody thinks. I don't remember that red eye.
Wow. No. Yeah.
She kind of looks like the Terminator now. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
See it?
Yeah. Yeah. That is. Mm-hmm.
It just looks so off to me. Interestingly, this artist remembers the spike being just red. Does this match anyone's memory? See, there you go. On this one, looks like blood or black on the bottom, but red above the eyebrow. Looks so weird. Sandy managed to find a little residue of just black from a cosplayer at Comic-Con. So this person who dressed up like the Back to the
Mm-hmm.
Future gang remembered it this way. And I can't be 100% sure because it's blurry, but it looks like her spike is only black on the newspaper and the film. These images are from a screen used prop. A generated residue used the original image, all took out the red eye and red line out. The AI remembered it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The AI didn't remember the red
Yeah.
eyeball.
Interesting.
So we all think, and is it possible, ME, for you? Let us know in the chat or comments. Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see what people are saying. Let me see here. Microphone 10 says he has connections with this movie. His daughter was born on October 27th, 2015, and her name is Parker. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. He said he's got a few more things. Okay. Thank you, Michael. All right. What else you got, Curiouser?
All right. I'm coming.
Okay.
Bear with me.
Ugh, it's almost Friday. I work half a days tomorrow on Fridays, Curiouser.
Uh-huh.
Or 7 to 11 in the morning. Yep.
Boy, it's hot over here. It's been like 90 degrees. Finally going to cool down tomorrow. Can't wait.
Yeah,
It's
we're
hard to
86 right
function.
now. We're 86 degrees right now.
Yeah, this has
It's
been
cool.
the hottest August I've ever had.
Yeah, I think the weather, the rain that we got before
Yeah,
cooled things down a little bit.
I guess it was a heat wave going through the
It
country.
was. This was a hot summer.
Yeah.
Credit Teresa Lynch, an influential writer, poet, critic, and Nobel Prize winner's name has changed. Please spell the last name of the author who wrote the poem, The Wasteland. T.S. You want me to say the name?
Go ahead.
Eliot. How do you remember it spelled? You remember this author? Very famous author?
Elliot.
We'll see. All right, let's see the chat. How do you spell T.S. Eliot? We're talking about the last name. Anybody? Thank you for coming in, St. Irby. You had to go. Michael's question mark. Oh, Boris B says Elliot. Anybody else? T.S. Eliot. You spelled Eliot. Michael, you remember? Come on, just guess. Root. Oh my God, I'm gonna mess up this name. I'm just gonna call him Mikado because I can't say the first name. I'm sorry. Elliot, Elliott. Thank you, Mikado. I'm not messing up your first name. I apologize. Michael's give me a question mark still. All right, let's move on. Go ahead. Go ahead, Curiouser. We both remember his name being spelled Elliot, but it's always been Eliot. Not even kidding, with one L. Look at that, Curiouser.
Oh, that looks so weird. No.
Exactly. I found this one and I'm like,
no.
Nope. Does this match your memory?
Yeah, this is how I remember it right here. Yeah.
Thank you. Me too.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So now it's got one L on it. Look at it in red. Zoom in and show them. Zoom in on that red square there on the left and show them how it looks now. See on the left.
Look at that, ridiculous.
That's the way it's spelled.
No, Elliot's never spelled like that.
There's a lot of residue for this. And here we go with the residue. Check it out.
Yeah.
Look at that. Even the book has Elliot. Go figure that one. Mm-hmm. Look at that. So why would they have it spelled correctly on the book if it's spelled the other way?
Yeah. I don't know.
Because residue exists for a reason. Thank God for residue, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hearing thunder. Uh-oh. Hearing some thunder outside. See, there you go. There's more residue. 2 L's. Look at this. Curiouser, look at all this residue.
Oh, yeah.
I helped Sandy find a lot of this residue. I think she found some and I found some. Kind of a group effort.
Good.
I remember.
Yeah, that's definitely messed up.
Yep. If the residue exists, I will find it. You know.
I can't believe that 1 L. That's ridiculous. That looks so bad. So bad. Oh my God.
I was like, no. I told Sandy I was a little shocked by that one.
All right, moving right along.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm starting to crash.
Hanging in there, Teresa. Yeah,
keep an eye out for Sandy in the backstage, or whatever you call it. Backstage? Yeah.
You got another one here. You've got plenty of them in here.
But I haven't found any lately. I haven't found very many lately. I've been trying, but
myself.
Sandy just finds them like one after. Sandy's really good at finding them. I don't know how she does it, but I've just been so busy working that
same here.
If I get lucky and find them, yeah.
That's for sure. Really.
Credit Teresa Lynch. There was a contestant on America's Got Talent whose name has changed for me. Oh, this one's sad. This is a sad one. Please spell the name of the singer, songwriter who was a contestant on AGT. But sadly, she passed away from cancer in 2022. This is so sad. Beautiful voice.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Night Birdie, but you need to spell the rest of her name. She had a beautiful voice, and yeah, it was very sad when I found out she died from cancer. It really upset me. You know what I mean?
She's so young.
Yep. Yeah, very good singer. Well, was. Night Birdie was the name she went by. So spell the second part of her name, Birdie. How do you remember it spelled? If you
I
watch
don't
the
remember.
show, you're
I don't
aware of
know
her.
this one.
Okay. Let me go to the chat and see if anybody remembers her. Michael Fontaine says Nightbird. Anybody else? How do you remember her name being spelled? Nobody's guessing. A lot of people might not know this one unless
Okay.
they watch the show. Okay, I
Right.
remember her name being spelled Nightbird, but it's always been spelled Nightbirdie with an E at the end.
Oh,
Does this
wow.
match your memory? Yeah, it looks so weird.
So
But
just plain
that's
Nightbird. That sounds better. Nightbird.
and here's some residue. There we go. Nightbird. Plenty of residue. See it all?
Mhm. Yeah.
That was
That's
me
right.
going crazy highlighting everything. I found the
Mhm.
highlighter and I'm like, yeah, I can highlight now.
Good.
Figured out my phone did that. Yeah. Yeah, that was
All right.
rest in
Sandy is
peace. Rest in
here.
peace.
I am
Hi,
here.
Sandy.
Hey
Hi.
Sandy.
Hi.
We just finished up my Nightbird.
I heard I was here.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on for a few minutes, Teresa.
Well, you're
Thank you. I
welcome.
know she's Teresa does have to leave everyone, but Sandy is here,
Yeah.
so they'll
Sandy, I did a
continue
shout out earlier
the
of people.
show.
I did a
Thank
shout
you.
out.
That's
You're welcome.
great.
And I'll let you take over and thank you for letting me be on the show.
Yeah, thank you for joining. You're welcome anytime. You
Maybe
know
I'll
that.
come again. Maybe I'll come on
Okay.
again in the future and stay on a little while.
Yes.
So, all right.
That'd be good.
Sounds good.
Thank you for letting me come on. All right, Sandy, the show is yours.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
Teresa.
Good
Good
night,
night, Teresa.
everyone. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
All
Okay.
right. Here we go. Now I don't know if we'll be able to get through everything. It is getting late,
Oh
but
gosh, there's so much.
much
There's no way you're gonna get
there
through
is a
everything.
lot here, but we can always save it. Till next time. I'm kind of interested in this. Let's see what. Let's do this one first. I'm just gonna choose it. Oh, I know which one this is. Oh, this one's a good one. Okay, I'm coming. Bear
Take your
with me.
time. Hi
Okay.
everyone in the chat. Yes, I've turned to stone with an I can expression.
I can't. Yeah. All right.
There you go. It explains it. I can't with this one.
Yeah. Do you want to read?
Sure. Okay. So I can't with this new Earth anymore. Seriously, what is wrong with this reality? I don't even remember what this one
Yeah,
is.
it's weird crap. Excuse my.
Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, this one. All right. So first it was eat the bugs, then it's eat the fake meat, and now you should have read this one. This is partly yours. Oh
My
no, it's
oh
not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I was confusing it with something else.
no, this is something. No, I eat fake meat, but
No, I was thinking of the mushrooms. This is different.
oh, okay.
So, disclaimer, many images in this presentation come from the YouTube channel Food Theory. They reserve all rights and credit for these images. It's eat the rocks now. Well, actually, it's suck on the rocks, then spit them out. But come on. We have to put warning labels on everything. You know someone is going to try to actually eat these things, break their
Swallow and
teeth,
choke
choke.
and die.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
stones, people. This is a bit
Hi,
much.
Boris. Hi, Michael. Hi,
Yeah.
Preliminal. Noise Guru said, Sandy turned to stone. I love that. But this is a total Mandela effect for me, and I need to know if it is for you as well, because this is not a new thing. If this were brand
Oh my
new, it would just be
God.
something weird, but it's not new.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go
It's
back.
okay. It's all right.
There.
There you go. I had a book as a kid. It was called Stone Soup, but I can't read it, so I'm waiting. There we go. That I loved. It was a parable about a town coming together to add ingredients to the soup that started out as water and stones. No one had enough to eat until they came together and shared. And while the story is a folk tale, it's true. Many people throughout history have added stones to soup and dishes to add flavor. I have never heard of this, have you?
No.
All right, so here's some images of dishes that have been made historically with stones. Um, Usually in the place of mussels or clams to add like a fishy flavor.
No.
So if you didn't have the money, you're poor. But see, again, why couldn't you just catch the clams or the mussels? I don't understand that. If you're fishing for rocks, why not fish for the clams and mussels? This doesn't make sense to me. No, you're going to see the video. They actually do eat the stone, well, not eat, suck on the stones for liminal. The new way of doing it, not just cook with them like this. So pasta I is sassy, or sassy, I is sassy. It's got AI in the name, like come on. It's pasta with sea stones. And that's, now it's usually made with clams or mussels, but traditionally and originally it was made with stones from the sea to give it that fish flavor. This is what we're talking about. The rocks are seasoned with chili, garlic, purple paria, and rosemary. The dish is known as sudio, meaning suck and throw away. So the name of the dish is literally suck and throw away. They take these stones, suck on them, and throw them on the ground. You know, spreading germs all around the city.
Oh my God. No. Never heard of it.
No.
That's brand new for me.
There is a video I wasn't going to play because it would be a copyright, but you see the person who cooks it trying it, sucking on a stone and spitting it out. That is what they do to eat this. Then they eat the veggies around it.
Strange. Is that new? I mean, do you get nutrients? I don't know.
Okay, wait. Just to be clear, no one chews the stones. You suck on them and then spit them out
Yeah.
like a
Right.
lozenge. No one's
Yeah.
chewing stones. We're just afraid someone is going to break their teeth or choke on them. Like
Yeah.
in this
Oh,
world of
yeah.
constant warning labels.
I mean, there's a lot of foods you can choke on, but stones are exceptional.
And people can lie and say they did just to create a lawsuit. So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
can't imagine.
All right, I'm gonna see. I guess we should do. Should we do Jeff's?
Yeah, why not?
All right, he's got one. A Firefox. I'm just kind of sorting through these. And seeing which one. All right. I can read if you want.
Yes, please.
All right.
It's your turn.
Credit Jeff Zanzibar. A popular internet browser has changed from Jeff's memory. Please spell the name of the company that makes the Firefox browser. M blank A.
Jeff was completely alone on this when we presented it. So we'll see if someone in the chat remembers it like him.
Is that Mozilla? All right, I'm just gonna move right along here. Yeah, Mozilla. Jeff remembers this company as Modzilla, but the company has always been Mozilla. Does anyone remember Modzilla like Jeff with a D? Okay, interesting. Now I believe him because we're all from different places and we all have different experiences with it. Yeah, I doesn't really ring a memory though. Like I said, I believe it.
Yeah, I'm with the chat. It's always been mozzarella. Well, I pronounce it mozzarella like mozzarella, but apparently it's Mozilla. Mozilla.
Mozilla. Well, I am not affected by this one. I have to admit that there is plenty of residue to support Jeff's memory. Hopefully, seeing this residue will help some to remember their past timeline. Wow, that actually looks a little familiar. Oh my god.
That doesn't look familiar to me at all, though. I just
Uh-huh.
see Godzilla with an M, but that's how he remembers it. Is Godzilla with
Yeah,
an M.
because I remember back in the early 2000s when I was first, into computer stuff.
Hold on.
I had that.
You're not blocked in my chat. I'm going to
It's
check
like
right now.
I have to remember, 20 years ago for it. If this was like that, it was like 20 years ago for me. It's hard for me to remember. All right.
It could be. I'm checking my block list because I barely have anyone blocked on my channel. Like maybe 4 people total. And Pastor of Muppets is saying he's blocked in my chat. I got to check it.
Okay.
Whoa.
Hey guys, look at this residue though. There is some residue. Amazing.
Let's see.
It really
Where
is.
do I see block channels at? I think it's under settings. Yeah, community. There we go.
So good
All right,
residue there.
hold on, I have to say, Pastor of Muppets, you are not 1,000%. You are not on the block list. Maybe on Brian's chat. Ooh. And if so, that was probably an accident. I will ask Brian to check. But you are definitely 1,000%. You're not. You're not blocked on my chat at all. So I have no idea why it's showing up that way for you. That's so strange. Well, I can see you now, and I'm glad I can see you now because I didn't want you to think that you were blocked in my chat. You weren't. Yeah, I only have 4 people blocked, and there's a very good reason. I don't block people willy-nilly. People are allowed to disagree on my channel. They can say some harmful stuff, too. I don't care. You have to do something really awful to get blocked from my channel.
All right.
Credit John Nada.
Oh yeah. I remember this characters back in my time. This is from my days here.
I know you do. Pastor Muppet says,
Sorry.
no, Pastor Muppet says, okay, thanks, but I agree with you all the time. I said, I know. That's what I'm saying. There's no way you were blocked. No way. But Brian, maybe someone was blocking someone above or below you on Brian's channel. That's why I checked, because that could happen too. But I don't block anyone, so it's possible. That's why I checked. But you're fine. You're there. Credit John Nada. The name of a classic Saturday Night Live character has changed from John's memory.
Yeah, like I said, this is back in my days when we'd watch these. Yeah, you younger folks probably would never know. Gilda
What is the
Radner.
first name of, and it's Gilda Radner with an O for me. I am currently researching that one. Gilda Radner's famous character. Her name is spelled with an E. I know most of you remember E, but it was an O for me.
Rosanna Anna Dana or something like that.
So you remember Rosanna Dana?
Yeah.
There you go, John Otis. She remembers Rosanna.
Why? I haven't even seen this one. Okay. Let's go. Any answers?
Yes, so far, Pastor Muppet says Rosanna Dana. Awesome, says John Nada. I can't ask Ryan right now. He's feeling under the weather. But when he feels better, I will tell him to check his block list. Let's see. Rodana for preliminary with a question mark. Too young to remember, says Michael Fontaine. That is not true. That is not true. I remember well, for me, it was Rosanna Dana. I used to watch replays of early NSL on either, was it Comedy Central or Nick at Night? I can't remember. I think it was Comedy Central. I love the classic episodes. Chevy Chase.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Steve Martin. And then I watched SCTV too.
Our top story tonight. Okay.
I want to watch Strange Brew. I haven't seen that in so long. That's what you meant? I gotcha. SNL. NSL. I didn't say NSL, did I? Did I say NSL? SNL.
No, she used to say, that's Jane Curtin, she'd say, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
No, I'm saying that Noise Guru
No,
said NSL. Did I say NSL?
I don't know, but in the show she'd say good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.
Yeah.
I remember that. NSL. No. SNL.
Yeah, SNL. I just didn't know if she said NSL. Haha. I said, did I say that? I thought I said SNL.
Alright. Well, we got it recorded.
But Strange Brew is free, so that is awesome. Thank you, Michael Fontaine. It's on YouTube. I can see it for free.
Alright.
Hold on, wait. Another good comment. Pastor Muppet says, I'm in Ontario, Canada, Oshawa, 35 minutes from where it was tapped instead of taped. But it was beer's tapped, so that's actually good. All right, I'm not affected by this one, but that won't stop me from covering Mandela effects that affect others. John has a clear memory of Rosanna, but her name has always been Roseanne. Do you remember Rosanna?
I do. Yeah, I remember like him.
Mm-hmm.
Rosanna, yeah. That's what it was.
So here is this is the current reality. Rosanna Dana.
No, that wasn't it. No way. No, he's right. It was Rosanna Anna Dana or something. In the show, they'd say it real fast, so it's funny.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was talking to Curiouser about this one. She's like, that's what made it funnier was that it repeated. Rosanna, Rosanna, Dana. And here's residue of Rosanna.
Rosanna, yeah. Rosanna.
Okay, I definitely will pass through Muppets, but you better be there because if you're not able to chat, that's insane because you're not blocked. I'll look. I'll search to see if there's a like maybe the chat is different from the channel, and if it is, where do I fix that? I'll have to look. Yeah, this is like a YouTube list where at the top it says Rosanna, but the videos say Roseanne, and then all these people remembering Rosanna.
Yeah, I remember that in the Saturday Night Live, the Exorcist episode where it was a comedy and she's throwing up, like the Exorcist, and one of them was complaining, the bed is on my foot. Oh, that's so funny. All right. Okay. Good one.
What do you want to cover next? You want to do your folder that I
Uh,
threw up there? It's just the pictures. It's not a presentation. But it starts with a picture of how we remember it, like a
yeah, we're
drawing.
uh,
We can ask while the drawing's up, we can ask people if it looks familiar.
let's see. Hmm. Okay. All right. Well, it's a car change for me. This has been a ongoing one for me for a while. I remember
Especially,
cars.
I was going to say, especially on older cars.
Yeah, well, all cars in my reality had these, what she drew in, these coverings. They were part of the car, the metal. They would cover part of the wheel. And I all of a sudden noticed that no cars have them anymore. And
In
not
my,
even the old cars like in old films or pictures or,
wait,
you never.
stay here. Don't go anywhere though. So
Mm,
in my past, there was a thin chrome rim above the wheels that matched the chrome bumpers. Does anyone remember what Curiouser remembers, like a covering, or what I remember, like a thin chrome rim above the wheels, especially on older cars for me, like the '70s before they got like more rounded looking and they were still boxy and old. For me, it was especially older cars. For Curiouser, it's always been like that.
yeah, all the cars, and all of a sudden there's none of them anywhere.
Janata, for Curiouser skirts, for me, like a thin chrome rim was above the wheel. I have some
Yeah,
examples on
right
trucks,
along here.
but not many. So like this
Yeah,
this
this
car,
one's a tiny version. That's like it's just tiny. Yeah,
right? But
but
that would be chrome. In my past, above the wheel would be chrome.
yeah, and yeah, I just remember every car. The top of the wheel there was always like covered up with the roundness of the car, and this is the picture of me.
There's nothing there. I want to show people, guys. You can look. Good luck. Good luck finding chrome trim above the wheel cars. Hold on 1 second, Curiouser. Well, you can go. Joey's here.
Yeah, like this doesn't have it. Just a tiny little bit. It has it, and she's trying to come up with a residue, which is great, but it's hard to find, and there's just it's not exactly what I remember them real big, and obvious, but
Sorry, Joey's looking for something, couldn't find it. All of these cars had chrome on them.
yeah,
Especially that one. That one looks horrible.
The very top portion of this wheel was like covered up brown chrome area with the, it's part of the car, and now you never see it hardly.
Guys, I can't tell you how long it took me to find any pictures with anything similar to it whatsoever. Every single car has nothing there. It's very rare to find anything with anything there at all.
Yeah.
The old cars and like the VW Bug, they do have them. But like, look at these drawings.
Yeah, it's
and
like
not these. These are the current reality. These are current. There's another drawing of cars with the rims. Boris agrees. Said yes, it's missing now.
Mhm.
So like, here's some toys where they have them on there. I will look up Grand Marquis limo package in a second, Noise Guru. So like, here's the skirts that was it John Nada who mentioned it? Yes, on a VW. They are still there. Obviously, it wouldn't look like a VW without it. Here is one with the silver that I remember. The Starsky and Hutch car. Actually, stay right there 1 second, Curiouser. I want to look it up. I want to see if the real car has it. Okay, their real car does. It's very thin. I would actually like to show it when you're done this folder.
More decorative than anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you on Messenger so you can show it to them after. To the
Oh yeah, like this was way bigger in my past. It was just these big trucks. They're real obvious big ones.
Well, the one that's the Starsky and Hutch one, I'm gonna get the actual Starsky and Hutch picture, put it underneath it, because it's bigger on the toy car than it is in real life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a little better right there. It's just covering the top portion of the wheel. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for looking at all this, finding this residue. At least there's something,
Yeah, it's no problem. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna make a quick slide with them, like the car versus the toy, right on top of each other, so you can compare it easily. Because this isn't right. Even the car isn't right. Okay, I'm sending another picture, but this time just show the last one that I sent to you, which I'm sending right now in Messenger. Mm-hmm. The show group, me, you, and Jeff.
Okay.
And while you're pulling that up, I'm gonna look up the limo. Where did the limo go in the chat? Grand Marquis limo package. Yes, well, they have half. The Grand Marquis has a half rim, but it's better than no rim. The limo package, I see it. A half rim is better than no rim. I'll take it. So guys, here, check this out. When she pulls it up, the last one, I have it up, go to the next one. Just the last image, it's the next one. Now you're going the wrong way. There you go. So they're right above each other, so that way you can see. The one on the top is the actual car, and the silver part is so much thinner than the actual car.
Yeah.
The toy.
Yeah.
And the toy looks right to me. The car does not.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
there, but it's thinner.
Mhm. Yep.
All right, I'm checking out the 1982 Cutlass Supreme. Hold on, 1982 Cutlass Supreme. Let's see. You are correct, but again, these are thinner than what I remember. But the 1982 Cutlass Supreme does have them. Can you show these two images? These are the ones
Yeah.
I was asked to look up in the chat. I'm going to send two more. And this way you can just hit the arrow. I'll send them together. It's the limo and the Cutlass Supreme. Because I want to know if this is how it looked to them, or if they look thinner than what they remember. So Noise Guru and who said the Cutlass Supreme? 2002 Caddy. This is why we present these. Cadillac. Okay, the 2002 Cadillac does not have any chrome or silver above the wheels. Astro Muppets, Google it. There's nothing above
And
the
you see
wheels
how
of
it
the
sticks
O2
out a
Caddy.
little? Yeah, that's better. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's something there.
And Pastor Muppet says thinner for sure. And these are only, like the front wheel, it's curved to the back, and the back wheel is curved to the front. It's only on a portion, not the whole thing. It's weird. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
They're having me look up their cars. New Yorker and LeBaron. Let's see. The New Yorker, Chrysler New Yorker, in the old version, has the rim. The newer version, with the smoother lines, does not have the rim. And some of the older ones just have a little skirt with no rim. And the LeBaron, which my sister had, let's see, very thin on the old ones. But starting from the late 80s, early 90s, nothing. Nothing from the late 80s, early 90s, unless you got the wood trim, in which case there was a wood line where the chrome used to be. The last one I see chrome is 91, but that's a special package. There's an 86 LeBaron with nothing on it. It's just white. 90, nothing. 90, nothing. 92, nothing.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, guys, I'm
Okay.
just saying, it used to be on all older cars for me, and now it's rare to find it, and when I do find it, it's super thin. It's not how I remember it. All right. There are even more clouds on this Earth that we need to discuss. Both involve rotation. And then there's also a weather thing that I've never heard of before, which we're going to talk
Can
about.
I just say, I have seen in my area clouds like this. I took pictures of them a long time ago.
Yeah, they're terrifying.
They're very bizarre, yeah.
The mammothus clouds are
But
horrible.
it's very rare. I mean, something I've never seen. But, yeah. They're around
Yeah.
now.
All right. So not too long ago, I covered tornado having a new warning type, a tornado emergency. In my past, tornado warning meant a tornado was on the ground, seek shelter immediately, and now it means it was spotted on radar. A tornado emergency is it's on the ground. So emergency was new for me, wasn't in my
Yeah.
past, it's everywhere now.
Yeah, that's different. Mm-hmm. All right.
Now, flash flood also has emergency. In the chat, yes or no, have you ever heard of a flash flood emergency? Teresa shared a screenshot of her local news talking about Hurricane Hillary, which showed the distinction between a flash flood warning and a flash flood emergency. It was just flash flood watch and warning in my past, and we've had a lot of flash floods in my area. I've never heard of flash flood emergency before.
No, that's a new thing. I remember.
John Nada
No, it's
says
warning
just
or watch,
warning.
and that was it. Warning or watch, yeah.
I mean, we have a major street here called the Vine Street Expressway. It's a highway that goes through Center City. It filled up to the point where people were like canoeing and swimming in it. So it was like 10 feet deep, and that wasn't a flash flood emergency. So I don't understand.
Those dang city people.
I know, seriously. But guys, it's not new. Upon researching flash flood emergency, I found that the terminology goes back at least 14 years to 2009. We should have heard of this by now, but I hadn't until that day.
No.
So this is Palmyra, New Jersey, the borough of Palmyra, September 6, 2009, and they're talking about flash flood emergency.
Wow.
Boris has heard a flash flood warning, not emergency. So here's a lot of, oh, we're already past the flash flood emergency stuff. Okay. So going back to tornadoes, yes or no in the chat, have you ever heard of a cold air funnel? Yes or no in the chat, have you ever heard of a cold air funnel? This is what they would call it on the news. A cold air funnel today. We had cold air funnels today. Has anyone ever heard that on the news? Subliminal actually has heard of flash flood emergency when it was unexpected. Never in my past. And when it was on Teresa's news, it was expected because of a hurricane. It was definitely was not unexpected flooding. John Nada says no, but we don't have this stuff where I am. Boris has heard of them. A cold air funnel forms when the air on the ground is much warmer than the air in the clouds. But the strangest thing about them is they rarely ever touch down or cause damage.
That means we could have seen them in the sky all the time and, not known what it was.
Exactly. Bombshell75 says, hello. Hi. It's been a while. Can't say that I have with the cold air funnels. More, like, here's some news article. More funnel clouds today, but not likely to touch down. Cold air funnel. Can you zoom in on that red box in the bottom left image? It's some facts that we need to read. Thank you. I just have to wait for it to get on my screen. Occur in vertically developed clouds. So not like anvil shaped, but not like huge storms. Usually do not have any thunder associated with them. Most common in late spring or early summer. Rarely touch the ground. Almost always occur in the afternoon or early evening hours. And tornado warnings are not issued for them. So this is the most bizarre funnel cloud I've ever heard of. I need to read the words now. Unlike beaver tail clouds that look like, I'm still trying to read the small one, look like tornadoes but have no rotation, cold air funnels look like tornadoes, have rotation but never touch down. So they're rotating just like a normal tornado. However, if a cold air funnel, and we're going to call it CAF from now on to make it easier, or CAF, C-A-F, does touch down, it rarely ever causes damage and is then called or reclassified as a tornado instead of a cold air funnel. Some sources say these funnel clouds are similar to land spouts, while other sources say they are land spouts if they touch the ground. Either way, I have never heard of a cold air funnel before, have you? So again, once they touch down, they are no longer a cold air funnel, they're just a tornado. But if they never touch down, they remain a cold air funnel.
Right.
And here's lots of cold air funnel stuff. Oh, also, in the center, has anyone ever heard of a PDS watcher warning? Particularly dangerous situation, watch or warning. Because apparently there is also particularly dangerous situation, watches and warnings. They're used in rare situations when long-lived, strong and violent tornadoes are possible. So those of you that get tornadoes a lot, have you ever heard of a PDS watcher warning? So have I, Noise Guru, but not a PDS.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know. All these weird weather terms popping up that have been here for ages.
The hell is that? That looks like from another dimension.
All right, I've covered this one before. Another cloud I discovered in 2020 was the double helix cloud. These clouds stand vertically but do not rotate. They just float like a regular cloud. Hey, Connie Joe, I hope you're doing better. And Connie Joe says she's never heard of them. And neither has Michael Russum. But he doesn't watch the news often anymore. But now there are horizontal versions that do rotate. These are called rotator clouds and are usually found near mountain ranges and lenticular clouds. Has anyone ever heard of rotator clouds before? Have you ever seen this double helix across the sky?
No.
That rotates.
God.
I have a video of it too.
I mean, how does the wind do that?
I have no idea. But it happens near mountain ranges. Michael Russum says, no, how bizarre. Is it Russum or Rusum? Noise Guru says, not a natural one. Unfortunately, it is now. Just like lenticular clouds, they are rare. But somehow, everyone is seeing them and taking pictures when they do see them. But they're rare. Same, Boris. I loved weather. I used to watch the Weather Channel for fun. Never heard of rotator cloud, he says. And I used to study all the clouds when I was a kid. I had it right. It's Russum.
By mountains.
Thank you. Boris said that's a New Age heart cloud. would not
Yeah, really.
Guess. So here's a video so you can see the rotation. The clouds are a little bit thicker. They thin out as they spin and move away from the lenticular clouds and the mountain range. You can see the range in the background. But just watch. You'll see them actually rotating. This is real time, by the way, 30 frames per second. So they're rolling along the sky. And as
Yeah,
they
I don't
roll,
know
they start to
how that
split
could
and make a
occur.
double helix.
I don't get it. But
I don't either.
I guess there's some kind of logical explanation.
And these are not roll clouds either. Roll clouds do not spin. They have that same horizontal roundness, but they don't spin. So here's some diagrams showing rotator cuffs underneath the lenticular clouds that we've already studied but didn't see rotator clouds. But they're there now. Here's one on top of a cloud. You see that craziness right there, Curious, or bottom right?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yes.
Yeah.
And the left shows the difference between a land spout and a cold air funnel. Are any of these new for you? Here's a photo that shows the rotation of the rotator cloud in the bottom right. This is all new for me. Every single bit of it.
Yeah.
No problem. I don't like pronouncing people's names wrong. I feel bad when I do. Bombshell says, I live in the Appalachian Mountains, and no, I've never seen those before.
Mm.
Don't blame you. I haven't either. And Michael Fontaine says, I've watched clouds dissipate. Is it dissipate or dissipate? He says dissipate and come back. I was going to say what he wrote. I'm going to read what he wrote. I would just save the new one until you're ready to go for the night. Unless you're ready to go for the night.
We can do a couple more.
Okay, it is dissipate. Thank you, Noise Guru. So Michael had it right. I had it wrong.
Yes, we'll go here. Yeah.
I'll check it out, Michael Fontaine. Laura says yes, harp. Noise Guru says harp.
I can read. Okay, a few years ago I noticed Rosie the robot from the Jetsons had been Mandela'd. Before I show you the new Mandela Effect, I'm just curious to see what everyone remembers now. Which Rosie is the closest match to your memory? Oh God, for me it's gotta be the right.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be exact.
Never those red eyes. I'm sorry. No. Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't have to be exact. All you got to answer is, do you remember red and blue? Do you remember the red and the blue? Or do you remember silver? It doesn't have to be exact for the, because I think I remember black.
Yeah, I remember her eyes, I think, were black.
And I have a question to ask while we're here. In the chat, yes or no, if you saw my show, or mine and Brian's show, but Brian wasn't there. Do you remember her eyes flashing when she talked? Yes or no in the chat.
No.
So left, right, yes or no. That's what I need in the chat from you all. Okay, left for Bombshell. Michael Russum says, I remember the left, but have a dual memory. Boris thinks she was blue, so left. Noise Guru does not remember her eyes flashing when she talked. Michael Fontaine is yes, kinda. No eyes flashing, says Boris. What do you remember, Curiously?
Yeah, I already said the right.
No, I mean with the eyes. Do you remember flashing or no?
No flashing, no.
No flashing. Okay, do you guys remember the ones that don't remember her eyes flashing, do you remember anything flashing? Or no?
No.
I'm just waiting for her bolts and stuff to start flashing.
All right, in my past, she was number 2, Rosie Ann. Her rivets were silver gray, her eyes and antenna were white pale yellow, lighting up like a light bulb.
Yes, they would flash when she talked.
But she has always been shades of blue, even bluer in later seasons and the movies. One season in the 60s and 2 seasons in the 80s, and always had red antenna, eyes, and rivets. This isn't my Rosie. She looks ridiculous to me.
And
Yeah.
Gainer, yeah, we covered that. We covered the Partridge Family version of the Jetsons that we never saw until 2019 or 2020, whenever we covered it.
What is that silly hat thing there she's got? Rosie's eyes no longer flash when she talks, and there are electrical bolts flashing now on her antenna.
Yeah, so
Also,
her
the
antenna flashes.
disappear in the beginning of the scene.
So when she's carrying George to Jane, there's no antenna on her at all.
Yeah,
and then they appear again.
Not even close to how she was. No.
And now they're
whole different robot.
I know, it does not look right to me at all. Now, Connie remembers her blue. She remembers the antenna flashing, but she remembers black eyes.
I remember black eyes as well. Yeah. Now, another character has been Mandela in 2 ways. Their dog, Astro. Question 1. Which Astro do you remember? A, B, or both?
And Gainer, I agree. It's totally ridiculous. I agree 100%.
I'm going to go with A. I don't think I remember the antenna on his tail.
I can't find any residue of what some people remember. Some people remember an antenna on the collar, but I can't find it anywhere. Those of you that remember an antenna on the collar, as far as I have found so far, it does not exist. Okay, so Boris says A. Michael Russell says B, but it's not a strong memory. Bombshell says the antenna ears are new. I guess on Rosie. I think all of our realities are gone, Noise Guru. Michael Fontaine says, yeah, on collar. It doesn't exist now, though. And if you find it, please send it my way. I mean, I don't have time to watch everything, but everything I have seen, there is none.
Question 2. Which color or colors do you remember Astro? 1, 2, or 3? I go with the middle one, too. Not purple or brown.
Now, some of these people in the chat, they gotta be messing with me because they said 3. I can't.
And another what's his name?
So Michael Fontaine is 2. Michael Russell is 2. Boris is 2. Yes, Go Kart Bob. Different channel. Just gotta do the stuff that we covered. I can only do so much. There's another new folder coming too.
In my past, Astro was number 2 and only number 2. for the most part, he still is gray. But in at least one episode, he's clearly a shade of lavender. But even stranger, some comics and books portray Astro as brown. I do not understand this reality. Colors were set in stone where I come from. There was never any variation at all in recurring cartoon characters.
No.
Well, that's how they make them more likable, by keeping them the same. That doesn't make sense.
No, I know.
That's one thing you learn in graphic school design. You want to keep it the same and don't change it. It's not good to change it. A no-no.
I'm gonna add that to my list, Noise Guru. I meet people and they say you would have made a great blank. I've gotten race car driver, lawyer, I've gotten a whole list of stuff, and now personal assistant. I'll just add it on. There's a YouTuber, I can't remember her name.
But the main issue is question 1. Astro never had an antenna on his tail in my past, but he does now, in at least one original episode of The Jetsons, and that's not all.
There's looking a little lavender in the bottom left too.
This antenna shows up in official animations of books, games, and toys. This isn't just a one-time appearance, so we should have at least seen this random antenna before. Oh, that's weird.
Yep. Vivian Tries, that's the YouTuber. She's always making up titles for herself. Like she's an entrepreneur, she's this, she's that. That's how people make me feel. I say you should have been. Interesting. Or, well, the way I remember it is Barbara, spelled like Barbara. That's what I've covered before because that's how I remember it. You remember it, Barbara? It was spelled just like Barbara for me, but it was still pronounced Barbara. Actually, I think I pronounced it Hanna-Barbera. Barra. But it was only one R. Hanna-Barbera. Yeah.
Is this the first time you are seeing a blue, red, rosy? More important, were variation in color part of your past history? And do you remember Astro with an antenna? Let us know in the comments below.
Well, Bombshell says, no. Astro never had a tail antenna. I agree. Preliminal, I can look and see if there's residue of that stuff for you. I took screenshots. It's only one R now, and I only remember one R, but I remember ARA. That's what I did the presentation on. I've never looked for two R's, but I can look. But do you remember Barra? What do you remember exactly? Write down exactly what you remember. Sweet Connie Joe remembers the antenna and gray. See, I think I'm still with my theory. I think we were moved. We were saved from something, that I still think timelines are merging. I think it's multiple things happening. And the changes we're seeing with like the antenna, like Connie remembering the antenna in gray, but I have no memory of the antenna, is the timelines merging. All right, so 505.
All right, yeah, we'll do two more. This one and the newest one. How's that?
Okay. Well, then you read this one.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Philo.
Bill Fire. How do you say it?
Philo fire.
Recently sent me a few images of residue, but she also sent something that she either didn't realize or didn't recognize. A very familiar logo from my past has been Mandela. But before I get into the image she sent with the logo, here's the other residue Bill wanted to share. JCPenney and upside down rainbow in an old cartoon. Oh wow, yeah, there's JCPenney, how I remember. That's good. Yeah, rainbow.
Yeah, I had to enhance the color to make it easier to see because it was real. It's really old cartoon.
Oh.
One of those stop motions from the 60s.
Yeah, I see it. When I was a kid in the 1980s, practically everyone under 18 had a sticker collection. There was even a store in the mall, Fluff and Stuff, that had Sticker of the Month Club. Sticker collecting and trading was huge in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Sticker books. The most sought after were the My Sticks oil stickers, Sandy Line glitter, Calatin, and Hallmark hologram, and both trend in Smell, Scratch, and Sniff stickers. Okay.
That's crazy. I'm going to read a comment when you're done this presentation.
So when Phyllis sent me a Smello sticker with residue, the bananas above, my eye was immediately drawn to the logo I had seen thousands of times as a kid. Smello is not right.
But here's residue of the bananas, like we remember them.
Yeah, good. The logo is completely merged, and I do not recall the weird stacking of the L's, and the M's were stacked like that though.
Yes, the M's are correct, but they weren't attached to the S. And the LLO is incorrect. It wasn't filled in. It wasn't stacked like that. But I do remember the M's stacked like mountains.
Trying to find a good quality logo was hard, but the search had me see a ton of residue in their designs. This is extremely close to the pumpkins I remember. At least it doesn't have the current reality pointed teeth.
Mm-hmm.
This is both ways. The head and tail are old earth residue, while the back is the double stripe current reality.
Which is weird that it's both ways.
For example, why would they change loops to hoops if they were worried about copyright? They could have used Fruit Loops since it was fruit in the 80s here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fruit Loops, yeah.
There was no reason to change it to hoops. It could have just been Fruit Loops.
There is so much old earth residue in their stickers that I just wanted to share it. Thank you, Philo Fire.
Yeah, Philo Fire. You got it.
Without your sticker residue, I may never have seen these. Yeah, those are great residues. Yeah, really good.
It's okay, Anne. All right, here's the comment I'm going to read. Ann Gaynor said, on Once Upon a Timeline last night, Eva was mentioning that in San Diego, when the hurricane hit, people who lived nearby her said it was wild wind and rain. But next to her, the air was incredibly still at the same time. So it made her wonder if people are actually experiencing different realities at the same time. And then Preliminal said the air is only still in the eye of the storm. But Ann Gaynor said, she said it was like that most of the night. She kept waiting for action, but it didn't come. But on Facebook, people were saying it felt like a hurricane. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You can't be in the eye of the storm for hours unless
Yeah.
the hurricane just stops, which actually happened with Hurricane Harvey, but it didn't happen with Hillary. So was she outside the radius? That's what I want to know. That's crazy. And then Bombshell says, you don't want to see what I saw back in 2012. In the heavens, my earth was lost. I woke up here in this realm. And that supports my theory, because where our earth was in the Sagittarius arm, there's a chunk of the Sagittarius arm missing, just completely gone. And then another model shows another arm went through it. And I think something, and the only thing I could think of is God, saved us and moved us to an earlier version of Earth, which explains, like I said, like the polar ice caps not being there. It explains changes to the Earth. It explains the sun being white instead of yellow. It explains so much, even the continents' positions. It because of continental drift, explains a lot if we're on an earlier version of Earth. So I believe you, and I believe that's what happened. But I still believe timelines are merging, which causes things like color changes, logo changes, name changes, that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Sandy and I looked it up together, and it's showing that in millions of years from now, South America is just drifting below North America, and that is how it was for us.
Correct.
But that's not to happen for millions of years. So,
correct.
What does that say?
That we're in the past.
Mm.
All right. So, a couple years ago, I talked about city limit signs changing to city limit more than half of the time. So you can still find some signs that say city limits, like this Detroit sign, but for the most part, it's now city limit on the signs, like Los Angeles. Now there's another sign that's been Mandelaed in the same exact way. But by that, I mean only half of the time.
Why would they have it two ways? You know, just one.
Because timelines are merging. That's what I believe.
So crazy.
I believe that's why. We have people from one reality,
No, I believe
they
it
remember
too, but
limit.
I'm pointing out that does not make sense. Okay,
Mhm.
go ahead.
So I want you to think of where you live. Guys, this is a very interactive presentation. So if you're able to check, I would appreciate it. If you can't, I understand. I want you to think of where you live. Think of a street nearby that ends in avenue. Okay? In the chat, or the comments if you're watching this after, tell me the name of that street and write how you see it abbreviated on the street sign. Like picture it in your head and write down how the name of the street with the abbreviation for avenue that you remember in your neighborhood. I want to see it in the chat. Just based off your memory, what do you remember? So stay here, Curiouser. I'm just curious if they remember. They don't have to be big. I grew up on a small street that was an avenue. So Noise Guru wrote AVE period. Michael Russum wrote 7th AVE. Michael Fontaine wrote AVE. Sweet Connie Joe wrote AVE. Okay, we can go to the next one because there's another question. Mass AVE, says Boris. So we got a specific one just like Michael Russum. Okay. So if you feel like it, I'm not going to force anybody, then go to Google Maps and tell me, again in comments or chat, what the street sign actually says. The one, like for example, Michael Russum, 7th Avenue. Forest, Mass Avenue. Tell me what Google Maps actually says. Because in my past, if it wasn't fully written out like, like Park Avenue, it was spelled one way and one way only, AVE, period. That's how it was written.
Yeah.
However, now in this reality, it's acceptable and just as common to use AV. No E, no period, no nothing. AV.
So weird.
Has anyone ever seen that before? Not even a period is used most times. I have never ever seen AV in my life, yet it's used on most of the signs in Philadelphia.
No.
Noise Guru says global warming. Yes, it's global warming's fault, 100%.
Mm. Yeah, that doesn't look right at all.
Nope. Ann Gaynor has seen AV, but I don't use it, she says. Even stranger, this is something I've never seen before. Maybe in the country I could see this, like out in field, like farmland and stuff, but not in a town, not in a neighborhood. I've never seen this before. The street I grew up on, East Holly Ave, that's how it was written, no longer says this. It just says East Holly, no avenue at all. It was not like that. These are the same signs. By the way, I kept in my mind, these are the same signs. They aren't new. These are the same signs that were there when I grew up. There's nothing on it, just the name. Google Chat, yes, that's the thing. Well, I'm going to show you something. Where the map says AVE, but the signs say AV. I'm going to show it to you. Crazy. Like I said, this is only 50% of the time. It's not like AVE period no longer exists. It still does. It's just that AV never existed in my past, ever. The famous Fifth Avenue in Manhattan has the new and old reality across the street from each other. Literally, on this block on the right, it's the old sign. On that block on the left, it's the new sign. The old sign is the green one with the AV. Michael Russum checked. His is still AVE. Thank you for checking. I appreciate that. Here, this is one of the Philadelphia news stations, Washington Avenue repaving. You're talking about it. The major roadway in Philadelphia is Washington Avenue. It was Washington AVE on the signs. I know it was. I saw these signs every day for years. I remember it exactly like the news does above. Washington AVE, period. However, Google says Mass Ave. Thank you, Boris, for checking. I appreciate it. And like these protesters remember it, they have Keep Us Safe, Safer Washington AVE. Washington AVE is historical, save history. You can see the street signs. The street signs only say AV. They never said AV, they said AVE. Thank you, JP Kaza, for looking yours up. JP says, I remember Grand Ave here in Chatham, Ontario. Google and MapQuest show Grand Ave as well. I don't know about other countries, but I do know here, half the ones I looked up have AV now. So the question is AV or nothing, just the name, new for you guys? This is not I know these roads. These are Philadelphia roads, Frankfurt Ave, Washington Ave. But they had a name, now they don't.
That's so
Boris says this
weird
looks
because,
really odd. Okay, go on.
yeah, it's not even that they're a different kind of street. It's like you showed with Fifth Avenue. They're exact. They are the avenue.
So this Ocean
They're not even
Avenue in New
different.
York, it's the intersection. If you want to Google it, guys, it's the intersection of Foster Ave and Ocean Ave in, I believe it's in Brooklyn. Google shows Ocean Avenue, AVE, on the street. And it says the address is Ocean Ave, AVE, but the street signs say AV. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send you that picture to show after you show the residue. So these are street signs where it still says AVE. Because like I said, it's not like it's gone. It's just that some that should say AVE still say,
Yeah,
now
different.
say AV.
Yeah, two different timelines merged. Somehow.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to send you two pictures. I'm going to mark them up when I send them to you to show them.
What is that? Did you get that from Ohio?
Ohio. Yep.
Okay, that sign was never read.
The whole
Lord.
town has the red ones. I think that's a new sign.
No, okay. They weren't read when I. Okay.
I'm sending you those pictures in
Yeah.
1 second. So there's one if you want to show them while I get the other one ready. And I'll add these to the presentation so they can see it when we show it on Brian's show. There's the other one. And Bar said, that looks really odd, like AV Club. And then I was in AV Club, TMI. Preliminal remembers Barbara Eden passing away 2 years ago. I think Teresa has a post in the group about that. I'll ask her. So guys, here you can see the Ocean Avenue Foster Ave intersection. It says AV on the signs, but Google at the bottom says it's Ocean Avenue with an AVE.
Yeah.
I know you can't zoom in. And then the next image, it shows it on the street, Ocean AVE. But the street sign says AV.
Yeah. That's a change. It was AV. All of them said E before.
Yes, Carrie, I abbreviate street as ST. It's always been ST. And if it's streets, it's STS. What do you remember, Carrie? Bombshell 75 says, my first time was 9/11. The world changed. Then again in 2012. The Aztecs were right. I'm starting to believe they were right too. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, but like I said, I do believe they were Avenue with an E, and then they changed to it just changed. That's what I'm saying.
Carrie has the current memory. Thank you for sharing it. She says, I live in San Diego and our avenues are AV and our streets are ST. Yeah, I will say 2016 is when the majority of people, like I will say the first big wave of people came to the Mandela Effect.
I just wanted to show you too, real fast. Then we're gonna have to go. I had answered a comment from Esther about an ant. I hope she doesn't mind me putting this on here. Do you think she minds?
I mean, it's not a person, it's
Andy?
a doll. It's a doll, it should be fine.
I mean, okay, I did answer a comment, but be careful. I always thought that was one word, and Google corrected me. Now it's 2 words. Isn't be careful a one word?
For me, it was always 2, but we can see, ask the chat.
Oh, jeez.
While we're waiting for the chat, JP Kaza says, I just found a picture of a street sign for Victoria AV. JP, was Victoria AVE for you, or is that what you remember? And Carrie says, San Diego State University Aztecs, go team.
Yeah, like that. Just be careful. Just one word. Anyone agree?
Staying away from the sun is what I do. I live in bed. Bombshell says, I guess I woke up here to try to warn you guys to stay away from the sun. And JP Kaza remembers it AVE, but it's Victoria AV now. Thank you for sharing that, JP. So I'm saying half of them.
All right,
Okay,
we're gonna have to go now. I'm sorry. Okay, I just wanted to add that, but we're gonna say goodnight, everyone. And so it's a great show. We'll be back in a few weeks. But yeah, hopefully Jeff will join us next week. So,
yeah, it was
right.
just this week he couldn't join us because of work obligations.
Yeah, I know. Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for being here.
Good night.